Maul watches out of the tall glass window as Gar Saxon attacks the 332nd Company. Diverting his attention away from the battle, he is met by the piercing gaze of Ahsoka Tano. Ahsoka wants to bring the Zabrak to justice, but that is controlled by the Sith Lord, known as Darth Sidious. Ahsoka suggests that with Maul's help, the Jedi can defeat Sidious, but Maul extinguishes her hopes. Sidious had already won. Unless they work together. Extending his hand, Ahsoka ponders his offer, whilst the panes of glass wash through the throne room like a hailstorm. Ahsoka asks Maul what he wants with Anakin, and the Zabrak reveals he would soon become Sidious's apprentice. Ahsoka declines Maul's offer by igniting her lightsabers, leading to their duel. But what if Ahsoka had accepted Maul's offer? Would Maul cooperate? How would they go about dethroning Sidious? All of that is about to be revealed. The words of Maul sunk into Ahsoka like a dagger. She wanted to spit Maul's words back into his face, but something was telling her that he was not lying. The look of disappointment on Obi-Wan's face earlier, the death of Dooku, and Anakin's anger having to spy on the Chancellor. It all made sense. Ahsoka refuses to take Maul's hand, but nods her head with a determined acceptance. Internally, Ahsoka knew she would need to be careful to avoid being deceived by Maul. Ahsoka looked at Maul with skepticism, waiting for his plan. Maul asked Ahsoka to contact Obi-Wan, and tell him he was being led into a trap by Darth Sidious, by luring him away from Anakin. Maul didn't want to do it, but Kenobi was far less of a threat than Sidious. Obi-Wan is taken aback by Ahsoka's declaration, but consents no lies from the Togruta. Immediately, Obi-Wan attempts to contact Anakin, but there was no response. Obi-Wan, in a panic, contacts Master Windu to retrieve Anakin. Ahsoka shakes her head. Master Windu was the worst person to send, and now the temple was less guarded than before. Attempting another transmission, Obi-Wan finally reaches out to Anakin, who is diverted to Ahsoka. Maul wants to speak with him, but Ahsoka knows that would only make matters worse. Ahsoka's eyes widen as she sees Anakin in a mood she had never seen before. Unsure and unstable. Anakin reveals to Ahsoka about the continuing divide between the Council and the Chancellor, much to the smugness of Maul. Ahsoka adds for Anakin to watch out, and that the Chancellor had been attempting to groom Anakin as his apprentice. Anakin's face darkens. Hearing it from the Council had been one thing, but to hear it from his Padawan hit him like a slap across the face. How idiotic he had been. If he had taken one look at her, Padme was fine. His visions were merely an illusion. Anakin ends the call by telling Ahsoka he was going to repair what could have been stopped. Anakin's face disappears, and Ahsoka hears a laugh from Maul. Instinctively, she ignites her blades. She knew Maul was too dangerous to be trusted, but Maul is in no mood for fighting. Leaping out of the open throne room, Maul ascends into the skies and into his ship. Ahsoka still stood in the throne room, wondering what was going on. Jumping into the battle outside, she goes to Rex to fill him in on what she knew. The captain is as confused as Ahsoka. So Maul was leaving his warriors to die. Rex also sensed some unease from his commander. No doubt it was to do with General Skywalker. Putting his helmet back on, he was sure it would all work out. He knew better than to interfere with Jedi business. Without Maul, the Mandalorian warriors looked lost and chaotic, allowing Ahsoka and the clones to pick them off with haste. No sooner than the final bolts had been fired, Ahsoka was talking to the figure of Anakin, now in the Jedi Temple hangar, a place which haunted Ahsoka. Beside him, Ahsoka could make out the outline of Master Windu, but she hid her annoyance. Telling Anakin that Maul escaped, but Mandalore had been secured, Windu does what Ahsoka expects, and dispatches Anakin to track him down. Anakin begrudgingly agrees, but Ahsoka knows that there is something more to his annoyance. His deep-seated anger was being projected in waves. Now sprinting to his ship with an astromech rolling to keep up, Anakin breaks down and reveals everything to Ahsoka, the weight of his immense stress decreasing with each word. Ahsoka doesn't know what to say or feel. A mix of guilt for leaving Anakin and panic at what he could become. Maul had not lied to her. Every word Ahsoka said next could influence the fate of her master and the galaxy. She decides to try and calm Anakin, telling him that his dreams are natural for a being of such compassion and emotion. Anakin recognizes that Ahsoka means well, but his mind tries to deny it. By now, Anakin has reached his interceptor, and R2 slots into his usual position, prompting Anakin to hop in. Perhaps flying would take his mind off of the matter. With the thought that Maul could head straight for Obi-Wan, Anakin warns his master that Maul may be heading his way. Suddenly, an overwhelming wave of lightness seeps into the mind of Anakin with the thought of Sidious, and thinking of Padme, all thoughts were now positive. The transmission from Ahsoka interrupts his thoughts, as Maul was in fact heading to Coruscant. For what? She had no idea. Anakin hovered in space, waiting for Maul's ship to enter his line of sight, and upon seeing its distinctive shape, followed it discreetly back to the surface below. Now landing in a docking bay, Anakin jumps out and ignites his blade, chasing the Zabrak, who appeared to be heading towards the former Chancellor's office. Anakin orders the clone to slow him down, and he does so by forcing him to ignite his blades. Anakin meets Maul's blade with his own, and the two ensue in what was a disappointing duel. Maul, now without his hate for Sidious, can only draw upon his hate for Obi-Wan, but it is no match for Anakin's power and his mastery of Gemso. Completing his victory with a vertical strike, Anakin stood over the broken renegade Sith Lord, who died in peace, knowing that Sidious had fallen. That is it for What If Ahsoka joined Maul. There were many ways this story could have gone, and this one was hopefully different. If you enjoyed this, please like this video and subscribe for more What Ifs. And as always, leave a comment on what if you'd like to see next, and how I can improve my videos. Thank you very much for watching, and see you next time.